and the German pay books, far more than our papers, were far more detailed. They gave leaves and date of birth and were born and occupation and previous service in the party sometimes even. And so I rushed through these pay books, and all of a sudden I hit upon the name Günther Halm. Now, the name is not that unusual, but on the other hand, it's not a common name either. So I looked and I thought, Günther Halm, there was a fellow in my athletic club with that name, and lo and behold, I looked through it, and he is from my hometown, and so I know it's one of the same person. So I gave orders to one of the non-coms, bring me this prisoner around midnight. And so this fellow, Günther Halm, comes in, former fellow member of one of the workout groups that I had worked out with, comes into the interrogation tent. He had, and I saw to it that the whole tent was completely dark except for the light of my flashlight, which I shone into his face. And I said, Lieutenant Halm, and started interrogating him. And I could ask questions based on his background, which I would not have been able to do with other prisoners. And he became kind of startled. Where did I get that? Why were my questions so precise? And I could draw on so many facts. And he was peering through the darkness, trying to look at my face, who was interrogating him. And of course, there wasn't a chance I was going to let him look at me. And then, towards the end of the interrogation, he said, you seem to know so much about me. How come? And I said, well, you're a highly decorated officer, and we keep exact tabs on highly decorated enemy officers. I don't know whether he believed me, but at any rate, I then had him removed quickly not only out of my interrogation tent, but had him evacuated to the rear so that there would be no chance encounter the next morning when obviously I would be on duty. So he was evacuated at the crack of dawn, and he never saw me again.
But this would have been the opportunity to ask him about your parents and your family.
Obviously, it would have been an opportunity. I doubt rather that he would have been concerned or really have known anything about the fate of my family. But the strictures on us were so stringent as members of intelligence that we never were to divulge our names or give any hints about our identity. And I strictly adhered to that, as did all of us, because it could have very bad consequences if we were discovered as members of an intelligence unit. It could even have hurt any surviving members of our family or friends or colleagues.